it's interesting being on the other side. And probably the thing that was most surprising to me is a lot of the things that I would stress about being on the DJ side of it to make sure that I was clean in doing this and doing that and the other thing. When you're on the other side, it's not that big of a deal. Not a bit. Timing, so we wanted to start typically, okay, we're going to start the dance at 7:00, whatever it was. And we want to start with the first dance. And as a DJ, I started, oh my gosh, it's 7:02 and we're not 7:05. Oh my gosh, it's 8 minutes after 7. This is horrible. Everyone's probably thinking I'm the worst DJ in the world. That's going through my head as things are going when I'm behind the system. When you're in front of the system, people were talking and engaging, and there was a flow to the room, and we were just having a real social time. It really wasn't, and I could see watching Jeremy that he was doing the typical DJ thing, was trying to like, okay, we need to be moving and we need to be going, but there wasn't that sense of urgency on our side, which was kind of interesting. And as I look back at what I do, is I've gotten away from, we're going to start the dance at 7:00. As an example, it's like we'll make it so the dance will flow after the dinner and everything's ready to go. We'll just flow so it feels like it's a natural progression. I say that, but I still am in the back of my head. It's got to start at 7. Whereas last night, the natural flow in the progression of that, after they went out and stepped out and shook a couple of hands and did their thing and gotten freshened up, whatever. And then as they came back in and people came together, it flowed. It just probably was 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes later than it was on, kind of on the schedule. So it was kind of different, but it was neat to see. I think that takes a little bit of a stress off a person as you look at it.
I think one of the things that I learned a long time ago, the only 2 times I feel that really become important is the start and dinner. Because, especially like with the serving of dinner, you've got the caterer who's taking care of that, and they got to make sure the food is out and not drying out or waiting to be served. But I know one of the things that, like, I sit there and I don't have a time, but dinner's done and I'm like, I start like, let's go. Let's go. Let's get this thing started. And part of it is because I'm antsy and I just want to do something. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like if I don't get something going, I'm going to start losing people. They're going to start checking their watch. Oh, we got to get home for the babysitter. Like, that kind of a feel, even though it might not necessarily be the case. It's just, that's the angst that I start to feel. But yeah, throw away your timelines after, other than dinner time, because
the time, I think, is the flow. The flow has got to be there. Your flow chart of what you want to do. But the times definitely are gone.
Well, there's so much out of your control. Photographer needs them for sunset photos that they misjudged sunset, or dinner took an extra 10 minutes because people went through the line extra slow, and it's like all that stuff's out of your control. So you worked hard for a timeline that didn't matter. The order is what matters. The flow, the smoothness, that's what is going to matter.